promise of man yuti'illaha, they are no less than prophets. By the standards which we observe before the era of Ahlu Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they are definitely not less than prophets. By the standard which was observed by us after the era of Ahlu Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, or at the appearance of Ahlu Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they can't be called prophets because that standard has risen now. So because this verse only promises prophethood according to the past standards, referring to those, so it is true. There are so many.
May I ask you one more question in
yes, please.
Continuation of the same problems which one come across when talking to the people out of Jamaat? That I have been arguing with them sillily, I would say, now listening to your argument, that I used to say to them, look, people, those who followed Musa, Musa alayhi salam, they used to say, well, that's the end, there will be no more prophet. And then came other prophets which will testify his saying. Then came Jesus, peace be on him, and then people said, well, that's the end, no more, and so on, till Hazrat Rasulullah came. And in fact, Hazrat Masih Maud pointed out to us that here is an opening now. And that's what I was mentioning.
No, that is true, but the fact is that this argument cannot go on till eternity. The fact is, if you look back, each chain of prophets which appeared before us ended once, at last. Before Moses, there was the chain of prophets which was attributed to Hazrat Noah, or let's say Hazrat Ibrahim. That ended when Moses appeared. So the prophet just before Moses was the last of the prophets in time as well, who appeared after Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. So somebody has to be last in time, but it's no matter of pride at all. Only non-Ahmadis believe that it is a matter of pride, so they argue. We don't believe. So we don't say that Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salatu wasalam is last, so he is the greatest. This is not at all the argument. It is just completely outside the mark. The fact is that according to us, each chain of prophets had an end link, the last ring to the chain. And he was never the best. This is wrong. Best were before him. Or let's say, I shouldn't stress too much, never. Most often than not, they were not the best. It was just accidental. Maybe some of them were better than previous people who also appeared in the end. But it is not a rule, it is just a chance. The rule is that most often than not, those who appear at the end of a chain of prophets, they are not the best. So what then? And somebody has to be in the end. Now let's for a while consider that there will be other prophets who would also be entitled the prophets. Let's conceive such a situation. Till the day of Qiyamah. Now, would there not be someone in the end then? Will the same objection be raised against him, that now you become the last? So previously you said Rasulullah was not the last in time, and now you are claiming yourself, so you are a false man. Can that be said about him? Why not?
Well, I heard a very nice argument about that, sir, in time. Well, according to God, I'm sure you would agree with me that the concept of time is unlimited. For instance, the Tufan-e-Nuh was considered to be 1 lakh some 100 years that continued. So, Qiyamat itself, sir, at one stage.
Tufan-e-Nuh, first clarify your view of Tufan-e-Nuh, please.
No, that wasn't my view, but somebody did say today.
Somebody?
Who was a writer, he was saying, he's a historian, sir.
Yes. What did he say?
Islamic historian. So I wanted to confirm that as well.
No, what did he say?
He said that Tufan-e-Nuh had lasted for about 1,000 years. Is it true?
Totally wrong. Entirely false. Because neither the Holy Quran says, nor the Bible, nor the history. The Holy Quran tells us that the whole age of Hazrat Nuh's Ummah was 950 years. And if Tufan-e-Nuh lasted 1,000 years, it ended after 50 years after the death of Hazrat Nuh. How absurd. That is not the point. What I am trying to say is completely different from what you are saying now. The fact is that to be the last in time is no position of honor or superiority over those who passed before such a person. It is just accidental, it has nothing to do with honor. While the fact is that the last people on earth on whom the final destruction would fall, would according to Hazur sallallahu alayhi wa sallam be the worst people on earth. Hazur sallallahu alayhi wa sallam tells us that Sa'a would come, the Qiyamah would come on Ashrarin Nas, those who are the worst people that mankind has ever produced. So they were the last in time. Why shouldn't they be best as well? So to be last is not a point of pride at all. Pride and last finality in time, they don't go together at all. This is what we reject in total. So if anybody, any prophet happens to be in the end, what then? For him to be in the end is no point of pride at all. So we do not insist that there shouldn't be any prophet, or it is forbidden by the Holy Quran. This is totally false if some MD takes this position. The Holy Quran opens a possibility, and that possibility is not closed by anyone. It remains open. That possibility covers also those who are being given the status of prophethood, like the prophets of the past. And such people would continue to come, as I am telling you now. In Ahmadiyyat they would appear, and Allah knows maybe there are some today, we don't know. So their status in the eyes of Allah would be like that of a prophet of the past. So this promise is covered. Man yuti Allah wa rasula fa ulaika ma alladhina an'ama Allahu alayhim min an-nabiyyina was-siddiqina wash-shuhada'i was-salihina wa hasuna ulaika rafiqa. Nobody can stop that promise. But the argument against there coming a prophet, the possibility I am just saying, who would also be entitled a prophet, that argument is twofold, in fact. Number one, Hazrat sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who himself was making a prophecy that there will be so many in my ummah who would be like the prophets of old, does not call them a prophet, the prophet. Why? This was what I explaining to him, that because the status of prophethood, the definition of prophethood has been transformed by the coming of Hazrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So only such a man could rightly be given the title of a prophet who behaves like Hazrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam and who is entrusted with the same work, worldwide mission, as Hazrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam was entrusted with. Because he has to carry his mission, he is not to bring a new mission. So obviously, that mission has to be worldwide, because that was the mission of Hazrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that mission also should be timeless, because Huzur's coming was timeless. So such a man would be entitled a prophet, as well as would be counted among those whose status is that of a prophet. Of such a person we find only one mention. This